Hey guys, today we're driving the 2022 BMW M5 CS, the ultimate version of the current generation BMW M5. This is 200 pounds lighter than the standard competition. It has 627 horsepower, all-wheel drive, carbon bucket seats taken from the M3 and M4 comp. Very special car, inside and out. Let's walk you around this and talk about what it's been like to live with and drive this week. This one is painted in matte frozen deep green. It's the only option on the car. It costs $5,000 and it's probably worth it. Starting price on this is $143,000 including destination. As tested, we're at $149,000. It has a revised exhaust, carbon fiber body panels, lightweight forged alloy wheels, yellow DRLs as a nod to BMW's race cars, and we have a bronze gold grille, matching wheels, and more bronze gold accents right here for the M5 CS badging on the side. Carbon ceramic brakes. We are on the Pirelli Corsa tires today. Fronts are 275/30 R20s. Rears are 285/35 R20. They are monstrously sticky tires. Oh, look at this M5. This is a gorgeous sedan. No silly Bavarian beaver grills. Functional, beautifully proportioned. It's also a carbon fiber hood, or I guess technically a carbon fiber reinforced plastic. Let's take a look at this 4.4 liter twin turbo V8. Rated for 15 miles to the gallon in the city, 21 on the highway. At 627 horsepower, all I can say about it is that it pulls like nothing else. It feels underrated at that power level. It feels closer to something with 700 horsepower. Every inch of this engine bay is used up with plumbing. We have a carbon fiber engine cover at the top, adaptive dampers, such a lightweight hood. It's awesome. This frozen deep green is absolutely stunning. All right, let's take a look inside. This is just a four-seater. Gone is the middle seat in the back. We get two buckets back here. And the best thing about sitting out back is you get to look at these seats. Wow. Plenty of legroom. I'm tilted pretty far back, so I've got a lot of support. Pretty aggressive looking interior for an M5. Alcantara headliner, lots of carbon fiber accents. Alcantara on the wheel. Paddle shifters taken from the M4 comp. Very cool. We do get rear climate control. A couple USB-C ports back here. CS badging right here in the middle. Here's what the trunk looks like. Absolutely massive. Of course, you can't fold down the rear seats. Not a power-operated trunk, but it will pop up on its own. We also get a carbon fiber rear diffuser. We have a slightly lowered and revised suspension. A little bit more negative camber up front for better turn-in and cornering. I'll top and side, show you around the front seat a little bit. Oh. You definitely do give up some luxury in this M5 CS. These seats look amazing. I find them to be pretty comfortable for my size, but some drivers are probably going to struggle with them. They definitely make the car a little bit more challenging to get in and out of, and this centerpiece might not be the most comfortable thing for some people. That said though, you pretty much get everything you need in here. We do have heated seats, no cooled seats, and these do not breathe as well as you would expect. However, you do get these holes in your back. This center console doesn't exist. It's just a pad to rest your arm. Probably in the name of weight savings. We get a couple cup holders here, wireless charging, standard BMW shifter. You can go into setup, choose all of your drive modes. I have my M1 button set up as engine and sport, chassis and comfort, steering and sport. M2 turns everything off and puts us into Sport Plus engine, Sport chassis, Sport steering, and M X-Drive 4-wheel drive Sport. We'll also try out 2-wheel drive. You can switch this between all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive, which is very cool. All right, let's take this for a drive and see how it does on the road. You can hear those Pirelli Corsas picking up rocks. The suspension is definitely firmer than the standard M5 competition. You notice it the most at lower speeds. Once you get this M5 CS up to speed, it smooths out quite a bit. Carbon ceramics are a little bit grabby at lower speeds, but again, once you start driving this spiritedly, you understand why they're here. All right, we'll start off in M1, engine and sport, chassis and comfort, steering and sport. The exhaust sounds pretty different from the standard M5 competition. Not as many pops and burbles. I like that it's a little bit more of a mature sound than the M5 competition that we drove that was just snapping and crackling and popping all over the place, especially at lower speeds. Let's throw an entrance ramp at it. Some heat in the Pirelli Corsas by now. This can maintain over a G. Wow. Brakes are fantastic once you need them. Believe the level of communication that I'm getting out of this chassis. This steering is the best BMW steering I've felt since E92 M3. I've got to drive both back to back or something to really give you guys an accurate depiction, but it's that good. This is amazing. This is what we've been wanting from BMW for a long time, and here it is in the CS. It's proof that they can do it. I don't know if partially it's the weight savings or different tuning, these tires, but this is an amazing, amazing car to drive. Probably something that's best suited to the hardcore BMW enthusiast. You are sacrificing some creature comforts and luxury for your $150,000, but as a driving experience, this is amazing. Four-wheel drive sport is pretty tail happy, quite rear biased. This is the best M5 I've ever driven. Absolutely sublime. A few creaks and rattles out of this interior. This seat just started creaking a little bit for me today. Had a few dashboard creaks on startup until the cabin starts to warm up and kind of come up to temperature. You know, race car things. No big deal. The shifts from this 8-speed auto are just ferocious sometimes. I like that BMW has taken some switchgear from the M3, M4. Same seats, same paddle shifters. I'm a big fan of this interior. Notice the subtle center line on the steering wheel here right at the top. I think this is still the best iteration of iDrive. We get physical controls for our climate. Everything here is pretty simple and straightforward. Drive modes get a little bit tedious, but once you have everything set up and know your preferences, you can pretty much leave it in those settings. You can switch between different gauge cluster views here. There's sport and road, and then if you hold, it'll take you into a track mode. And that'll give you pretty focused gauge cluster here with your drive settings, your gear selection, your speed, tire pressures, and it'll completely turn off the infotainment display. Personally, I just like the way the gauges look in street mode. Alright, should we play around in two-wheel drive? The CS puts its power down incredibly well with this all-wheel drive system. But it is cool, you can slide it around a little bit. That was a big smoky one. I'll switch us into manual here. Oh, you guys, this car is absolutely amazing. It's great to see the BMW M division doing this with the CS. It's a little bit too little, too late, in my opinion. I hope they carry what they've learned with this car and apply it to future M cars. But that said, I have a feeling that the CS is going to be one of the greats. Incredibly controllable. Let's do a quick launch. Four-wheel drive sport. Go back into drive. Brake test. Zero to 60 happens in around 2.5 seconds. The performance here is breathtaking. A great way to just scare the bejesus out of 4 people, including yourself. Alright guys, so highlights. M5 CS. I cannot believe how good this is to drive. I've heard it all, I've watched all the reviews, but sitting behind the wheel, feeling this car, I can't believe the steering feel. It's amazing. The chassis balance is perfect. It's so easy to drive, so capable, so rewarding to push. The M5 competition that we drove a few months ago was very, very fast, incredibly capable, and probably for most people is a better all-around package of a daily driver. It offers more creature comforts, more features, a little bit less expensive, less exclusive, easier to get your hands on. These CSs right now are all listing for 170 grand plus. But this M5 CS delivers in a way that a BMW M car I don't think has in a while. It's just perfectly set up, beautifully balanced, incredibly communicative. The feedback I'm getting, I can't believe the steering feel on this. One more entrance ramp. props to BMW. They've done it. They've made the ultimate M5. I just don't want to stop driving. Alright guys, so there's the M5 CS. Hopefully that gave you a good idea of what it's like to drive. Brutal performance. Amazing feedback from this car. Such a split personality too. It's pretty comfortable to cruise in. It gets a little stiff and bouncy at lower speeds around town, but that's the only place where it becomes a little bit, shows its colors, it shows its performance car nature. The rest of the time, this just feels like a BMW M5. It's great. Give you guys a taste of some of the suspension over bumps here. Alright guys, well, again, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video on the M5 CS. I thoroughly enjoyed driving it this week. We're going to wrap it up here. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy. Proper M car. And now those fans will run for the next 30 minutes. Oh, what an awesome looking M5. These bronze gold wheels are gorgeous. Just a great color combination on this frozen green metallic.